Hi everyone, I'm Sarah. Welcome to Medicine for the Soul. Today's class is the last in the first trimester series of your prenatal yoga. It's going to be just a nice, easy flow today. You will need all your usual props. Let's get started. Welcome to the final video in your first trimester series. We're going to begin with our usual setup. So whether you use blocks like this and a bolster or cushion, or you stack some pillows up, we're just trying to get into a reclined position. You can also, of course, remain seated, whatever works for you. We're just going to take a moment to transition into our practice here. Today is going to be a safe and easygoing flow for your first trimester here. While we're here, let's close our eyes, place one hand on your heart, one hand on your baby, and slow down a little bit. Let go of wherever you just came from, whatever you're dealing with. Allow yourself to be fully supported by your props and your mat. Let's take some nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. And while you're here, maybe send a loving message down to your baby. Remind yourself why you're here, why you're doing this. And take one more breath here. And flutter your eyes open. Reach your arms up overhead, point your toes. Take a nice deep breath here. Let's roll our ankles and wrists in one direction and switch. And bring your hands to the mat. Gently push yourself up to a seated position. You can set your props aside, but keep them handy. We will need them again. And once you're in a nice, comfortable seated position, let's inhale our arms up. Look up. At the top, right hand grabs your left wrist. Exhale over to the right and gaze left. One more breath. Coming back to center on the exhale and release. Inhale, arms up again. Gaze up. Left hand grabs your left hand grabs your right wrist. Woo! And lean over to the left and gaze right. Nice deep breath into the side body here. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Relax your jaw. And coming back up to center on an exhale. Let's bring your hands to your knees. Inhale in the center, nice long spine. And bring yourself down, around, and up as you exhale. Working with your own breath and pace here. And switching directions. You can also switch the cross of your leg. Let's do one more in this direction. And coming back to center, inhale, right arm up, all the way up and over to your left ear. Exhale, over to the right. Giving your neck a nice stretch. Chin directed down. One more breath here. And release. Inhale, left arm up. And exhale over to the left. Relax your shoulders. One more breath here. And exhale, release. Coming on to your knees. Let's take them wide to the edges of your mat. Feet close together, coming into child's pose. Push your seat back, reach forward. If you're starting to get a little bit of a belly, you can use your blocks to prop yourself up on with your forearms. Forehead to the mat. Nice deep breaths, steady breaths in and out through the nose. One more breath here. And lift your forehead off of the mat. Walk your hands back a little bit. Bring your knees in closer together, coming into all fours. Hips over your knees, shoulders over your wrists. Please grab your folded blanket to place underneath your knees if your knees are feeling a little sensitive. Totally fine and normal. So we're in our cat-cow position. We're not going to come into cat-cow yet. We're going to bring our bodies around in a circle. So inhale up and over your wrists. Exhale, almost coming into a child's pose. And back up. Inhale. Exhale, down and up. Just going in one direction right now. And let's switch direction. Let's do one more. And coming back to a neutral position, pushing the mat away from us, filling that space between the shoulder blades. Nice strong core. Inhale, less of an intense cow as usual. Exhale, arch your back, tuck your tailbone, give your baby a squeeze. Inhale, gazing forward, beaming your chest forward. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, giving your baby a hug. Inhale. Exhale, let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back to a neutral spine. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, push up and back into downward facing dog. You can pedal your feet out here. If you're starting to get calf cramping at night, which is very common, this is great to do right before bed or even in the middle of the night if you just have a cramp that won't quit. Let's do one more breath here. And on your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward into a forward fold. We're going to want to start modifying our forward folds to allow a little more space for baby. So keep your knees soft and allow your head to hang. Shake it out. Inhale, slowly rise up. arms up, and exhale in Tadasana. Roll your shoulders back and down, spine nice and long, crown of the head reaching for the ceiling. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, soft knees. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat and step back into a plank. You can stay in a plank here and go right to down dog, or you can lower down to an up dog if you feel comfortable. So I'm just going to push right back to a downward facing dog. If you've had a yoga practice before you got pregnant, you can probably continue your vinyasa flow for now until you get a bigger belly. If you didn't have a regular practice, I would recommend going from plank right to downward facing dog. Let's do one more breath here. And on your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, slowly rise up. All the way up, gaze towards your hands. And exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to a plank. Inhale. And exhale, push back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths. 1. 2. 3. On your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up slowly. Arms up, gaze towards your hands. And exhale in Tadasana. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back into a plank. Inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog, 3 breaths. 1. 2. 3. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Left toes pointing out slightly, coming into warrior 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right knee is bent. Hips are square to the front of your mat. Probably going to want to start modifying these types of poses by making your stance just a little bit shorter. So you can start doing that now, just to get used to it. Relax your shoulders, just breathe here. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, turn your left toes out, coming into warrior 2. Gazing out over your right middle finger. And breathe. Inhale, flip your right palm. Exhale, push back into reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale, right forearm to your right thigh. And reach over to the right with your left arm and breathe. Gazing up towards the ceiling, make sure you can still see your toes. One more inhale. And exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to a plank. Inhale. And exhale, push back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths. One. 2. 3. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Adjusting your right foot so your right toes are out. Inhale, arms up into warrior 1. And exhale, hold here and breathe. Remembering to start shortening your stance. You can even walk your left foot out a little bit so that you're allowing more space for your belly to be comfortable at some point. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Turn your back toes out and exhale into warrior 2. Gazing out over your left middle finger. The reason we want to straighten and rebend during that transition is just to protect our pelvis. A lot of moving parts right now. Want to be safe. On your next inhale, flip your left palm. And exhale, push back into reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale. Forearm to your thigh. And reach over to the left with your right arm. And breathe. One more inhale. And exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to a plank. And exhale into downward facing dog for 3 breaths. While you're in your down dog here, you can try bringing your heels over to one side for 1 breath. And bringing them over to the other side for your next breath. Getting a nice stretch in your legs. Let's do 1 more breath here. We're going to run through that little dancing warrior routine 1 more time. So inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Inhale, arms up to warrior 1. And exhale. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale into warrior 2, your modified version of warrior 2. And gaze out over your right middle finger. Inhale, flip your right palm. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale. And exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to a plank. Inhale. And exhale, push back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Feel free to move your heels from side to side. Whatever feels good for you here. One more breath here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Inhale up to warrior 1. And exhale, hips square to the front of your mat. Inhale, straighten your left leg. And exhale into your warrior 2. Shoulders down and away from your ears. Try to push that traveling knee back in line. On your next inhale, flip your left palm. Push back to reverse warrior. On the exhale, inhale and exhale, extended side angle, and breathe. One more inhale and exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to a plank. Inhale and exhale, downward facing dog, and breathe. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, coming into a half pigeon. Right knee towards your right wrist and lower down. You can use props here. So a block or some type of pillow underneath your hip for support. And of course, you can bring your blocks down in front of you and rest your forearms. Relax your jaw, settle in here. Just working towards opening up those hips, making them more flexible, gaining some mobility. Keep in mind, you may feel more flexible than you really are. I know I've said it every class, but that relaxin that you're releasing right now can really trick you. So back off to about 80% of what you feel like you can do right now. One more breath here. And you can place your hands to the mat. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, right foot to the mat. Inhale, left leg up and back. And exhale, half pigeon. Using props where necessary. One more breath here. And place your hands to the mat. Inhale, left leg up and back. And exhale, left foot to the mat. Bring your knees to the mat, taking them wide, coming into child's pose. Forehead to the mat. And breathe. Tailbone reaching down towards the mat. Crown of the head reaching for the top of the mat. Nice long spine, nice deep breaths, expanding your ribs on the inhale. And lift your forehead off of the mat. Walk your hands back so you're in an upright position. You may know what's coming next. We're coming into toes pose. So tuck your toes. You can place a blanket underneath your knees and come to sit back on your heels. You can, options for this pose. Of course, sitting nice and tall with your shoulders down and away from your ears, crown of the head reaching for the ceiling. You can have one hand on your baby, one hand on your heart. You can have your hands on your thighs. hands to heart center. You can close your eyes and take deep breaths in and out through your nose. You can also practice your Ujjayi breath. So that breathing in and out through the nose with a constricted throat, or ocean's breath. Again, this is an exercise in sitting with uncomfortability. And sinking down into it, instead of trying to lift our way out. One more breath here. And exhale, come onto your hands. Tap your toes out. Whoo! And let's stay in this all fours position. Extend your left leg out and lift up and over to the right side and gaze over your right shoulder at your left foot. Nice stretch. And lift up and over again. Different side. Right leg back. Up and over. Gaze over your left shoulder. You can push your heel back. You may feel a deeper stretch there. Whatever feels good. And lift up and over again. And you can come to a comfortable seated position. Bring your right leg out, left leg tucked in, close to you. Let's bring your right forearm to your right thigh and inhale, left arm up, and gaze up towards your left hand and breathe. Relax your shoulders. And release on an exhale, switching sides, left leg out, left forearm to your left thigh, inhale, right arm up, and exhale, breathe. And release on an exhale. Bring the soles of your feet together. You can put blocks underneath your knees if this is, if you're not feeling it today. A little extra support. Sitting nice and tall. We're going to inhale in the center. Exhale, right ear over to your right shoulder, down, around, and up to your left side. Inhale. And exhale. Continue at your own pace. One more breath here. And come back to center. We're gonna come into our final resting pose, and I'll show you the options for that again. You can always start with, or go back into what we started with, which is just this reclined position here. Really nice. Second option is to take your bolster, cushion, or pillows and lie on your left side and place those props in between your knees using your arm or a blanket for your pillow. But always laying on our left side. Left is best during pregnancy for blood flow, and also really good for if you have any sort of acid reflux or heartburn. Anyway, this concludes our 4-part first trimester series. So I will see you in the second trimester, and thank you so much for joining me.